Round of applause for Ophir. At this time, I want to welcome the amazing team we have at City Hall who have worked sleepless nights, making sure the Jewish community in New York is safe, protected, and all our interests are cared for. So I want to start off with our Deputy Mayor, Fabian Levy, Deputy Mayor, Chief of Staff, Camille Joseph Varlak, Deputy Mayor, Anna Almazar, our Fire Commissioner, Robert Tucker, Commissioner Fred Kreisman, Commissioner Ed Mermelstein, our Press Secretary, Kayla Mamalak, our Deputy Chief of Staff, Menashe Shapiro, Uri Frankel, Jason Littman, Andrea Davis Shapiro, our Deputy Mayor, Tiffany Raspberry, Zachary Nuzinchuk, Sophie Ascari, Nate Swindler. Thank you all for all that you do for New York City and for the Jewish community. To top off that amazing list, Deputy Mayor Suzanne Gustav. And to really top off our amazing admin, I would like to welcome our next speaker, the very first Jewish Commissioner of the Police Department, Jessica Tisch.
Good evening, everyone. This Saturday morning, in synagogues around the world, Jews will read Parshat Balak, the story of an extraordinary and unexpected blessing. As the Jewish people succeeded on the battlefield, Balak, the king of Moab, grows uneasy. He sees danger in their strength. So he sends Balaam, a non-Jewish prophet of great power, to curse them. But when Balaam looks out over the Jewish encampment, he does exactly the opposite. He blesses them in some of the most soaring and beautiful language in the whole Torah. To this day, his words are sung by Jewish children and recited upon entry into a shul. Ma tovu ohal lecha Yaakov mishkenoteach Yisrael. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. This is remarkable. Balaam did not grow up in the Jewish community. He did not share our customs, our history, our covenant. He recognized the power of our faith and the holiness of a people committed to something larger than ourselves. And he left his mark on Jewish history. Moments like that are rare. When someone outside the community sees its depth so clearly and honors it so deeply. But here in New York City, we are fortunate to have a leader who does exactly that, Mayor Eric Adams. Mayor Adams didn't grow up in the Jewish community, but to his core, he understands it. He sees the richness of Jewish life, the resilience, the traditions, the sacred values, and he honors it not just with his words, but with his actions. Time and again, he has stood with this community, he has supported us, he's shown up when it mattered most. And in so doing, he has been a blessing to the Jewish people of this city. But that support means even more in a moment like this. Since October 7th, we've seen a sharp and a painful rise in anti-Semitism here in New York, across the country, and around the world. What followed that day shook the foundation of what it means to be a Jew in New York City. The fear, the anger, the helplessness. It all felt too familiar and too close. At the NYPD, we treat every anti-Semitic incident with urgency. Our teams are constantly monitoring threats, foreign and domestic, online and on the streets. And we work closely with synagogues, with yeshivas, and Jewish organizations to keep our communities safe. Because safety isn't just about protection, it's about presence. It's about standing together and making it clear that Jewish New Yorkers are not alone. This city is with you, and so is your police department. Thank you all so much, and have a good evening.
Thank you to our first Jewish female police commissioner. For our next speaker, I'm honored to introduce a remarkable leader and incredible ally to our community. Since joining the administration a few months ago, First Deputy Mayor Randy Mastro has taken the city by storm and been a driving force in New York City. He has already delivered tangible results and made our city safer and stronger. What makes Randy special to our community is his personal passion to fight and combat anti-Semitism. He's the operational force behind the mayor's office to combat anti-Semitism, and for that, I'm grateful to him for bringing me on his team. So please join me in welcoming First Deputy Mayor Randy Mastro.
Thank you, Moshe. What an honor to be here tonight with all of you and all of my colleagues from City Hall. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, some of you are probably wondering what this Italian New Yorker is doing speaking at Jewish heritage events. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminded of the words of my beloved mother-in-law, Roz Bernstein. What's the difference between an Italian and a Jew? Nothing at all. And welcome me to the family. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, one of the great honors of being a part of this administration is not only serving with this group, but serving with this mayor, whose dedication and devotion and caring and commitment to our city's Jewish community is embodied time and time again in the creation of a mayor's office to combat anti-Semitism, something unprecedented in this country. And in his caring and compassion after October 7th. I was there when he spoke about that incident. I was there when he spoke in Central Synagogue and literally brought the congregation to tears. This is a mayor with a head and a heart, and his heart is with the Jewish community. God bless him. Now, I'm the proud father of a daughter who was bat mitzvahed. I'm the proud husband of Dr. Janine Bernstein, who serves on the Central Synagogue Board. And I cannot tell you how many times in my life people have said to me, "Are you Jewish?" And I have responded, "No, I'm not. But I wish I were, because it's such an honor that you think of me that way." And I just want to say, on behalf of the Adams administration, as the mayor is about to speak, I could not be prouder to be a part of this administration, to be at his side, helping him in every way we can to address the issues that face this community, and to stand with the Jewish community, to stand up to anti-Semitism, to stand with this community proudly, and to say, New York is great because of its diversity, and New York is great because of its Jewish community. Thank you all. And now my special honor.
Everyone, quiet down, quiet down. Come on in, let's go.
We need to be quiet. Quiet, everybody, quiet. Somebody special is about to speak. Our great mayor, who's had an incredible 3.5 years, and with the help of everyone here, will have another great 4 years. Our mayor, Eric Adams.
Thank you. Thank you to the First Deputy Mayor and his awesome team that is really being coordinated by Randy and my amazing Chief of Staff, Camille Joseph Vala, as they navigate the challenges in this city and make sure that we create a city where all can raise healthy children and families. Many years ago, about 8 years ago, I was at an event, one of the Jewish heritage events, and I told the story of the lesson I learned in elementary school. It was a crude example, but it really personified what I saw on the horizon. It was in the science lab where the teacher showed us that if you place a frog in hot water, it would immediately jump out. But if you place it in cool water and turn the temperature up 1 degree at a time, it will remain in there until it boils itself to death. That is what I feel has happened over the last few years. We have turned the anti-Semitism degree up 1 degree at a time. And many of us have stood there and watched their hatred boil our cities and our countries and even in the international community. The first thing we must acknowledge is that the heat of anti-Semitism has gotten too hot in our country, and it cannot continue to rise in degrees in our city where we have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. So I'm here to turn off the flame, to get the frog out of the pot, and make sure that we don't allow hate to live in our city in any form and in any way. And why is it personally for me as an African American? Go back to the name Julius Rosenwald. He was one of the founders of Howard University, Dillard College. He opened 4,000 schools in the Deep South when African Americans were not allowed to sit in integrated schools. At one time, 40% of the students from the Deep South were in his schools. I do it because of the young men who went to Mississippi and died because they were fighting for civil rights. I do it because during the heat summers of the Mississippi riots, 51% of the students that went there to fight for African Americans were Jewish students. I do it because when Dr. King needed allies to march next to him, he found those allies in the Jewish community. I do it because when you look at your benevolence, when you look at how you show your level of altruism, of giving back to causes, giving back to needy institutions, you build in your culture the term misfit of giving back every day in a real way. You have the right to be in this city and anywhere in this country. And history has shown that through time, you often have to find yourself fleeing. From the days of Moses to fleeing Spain, when Christopher Columbus was leaving, to the days of living in the Jewish quarters in Rome, to the days of the Holocaust, you found yourself constantly leaving. And I've heard this year, particularly after the primary, many of my Jewish brothers and sisters saying they're leaving. And I'm saying to you, we will run no more. We will stay and fight for the city that we love. We will not be the generation of fleeing and of leading. We would be the generation to push back against hate. That's what we must be. We must be motivated. We must be energized. And everyone is talking about how young people have been energized in one section of the city. But I'm gonna tell you something. I have been moving around this city, and I'm seeing a level of energy in the young people of this community that I've never seen before. They know their role. And it's about creating a city where Sikh can walk the street without someone attacking him because he has on a turban. It's about a city where members of the AAPI community can be able to exist without being demonized or harmfully treated. It's about a city where women can wear a hijab and wear it ride on the subway system without being assaulted and beaten. It's about being able to wear your Star of David or your yarmulke and not be fearful in your synagogue or your houses of worship. It's about a city where you could define yourself and know that you are allowed to be here no matter who you are and no matter how you acknowledge and worship. This is the city that we must live in and must create. And it's about a city. It's about a city when the person that sits in the back of a limousine is treated with the same respect of the person that drives the limousine. That's the city that we live in. And it's about a city where you don't tax communities based on your ethnicity. You use taxes to provide service to the city, and they're equitably distributed. That's the city that we want. And so we celebrate you here, under this tent in the hot weather, to tell you have contributed to our city. And this city belongs to you as with all groups in this city. And united together, we will continue to make this a city where we can raise healthy children and families. This is a celebration of the 1 million Jews' contribution to the city. And tonight we're going to honor some of your great heroes and sheroes that have provided a safe haven of love and commitment in this great city called New York. So I say to you, don't live in fear. Don't live in anxiety. This city belongs to you, as it belongs to every group in this city. I am proud to be the mayor of the greatest city on the globe. And we are great because we have the largest population of the globe's population. Largest Spanish-speaking, largest South and Central America in America, largest of all groups, and then specifically the largest Jewish population is right here in New York. Thank you for your contributions. Let's honor our honorees.
For the very first honoree of tonight, I would like to bring up Joe Shami. Joe is a beloved leader of the Syrian Jewish community, a dedicated visionary, always working to improve his community and all of New York City.
It is an unbelievable honor to stand up on the stage with the greatest mayor on the globe, not just the greatest mayor of New York City, someone who is the greatest friend of the Jewish people, all of, whether it be a mayor or as a human being. Eric Adams is a person that loves us and loves all people. And I thank you for keeping us safe, and I wish you the best. It's 4 more years, and then the presidency. Yay!
For our next honoree, I'd like to bring up Victoria Zakhaev. Victoria, CEO of Choshen Media, a powerhouse in Jewish singing and songwriting and music, someone who has given back and a proud activist for the Jewish community and Israel. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you, Mayor Adams. I just want to say that not one mayor in the whole world stood together with the Jewish community the way Mayor Adams stood with us after October 7th. And now, every single one of us needs to back him as the next mayor 4 more years.
For our next honoree, Chesed 24/7. Volunteers throughout New York City. Please join us. Chesed 24/7 provides meals, sets up care rooms, offers comfort to the sick. They embody that true meaning of mitzvah, of giving back to our community. Thank you.
The heritage of the Jewish religion comes from our forefathers who have embodied chesed, which is passed down from generation to generation. Chesed 24/7 is grateful and privileged to serve over 30 hospitality rooms in the tri-state area, serving many of the Manhattan hospitals, where the residents of New York City rely heavily on the services that we provide. Any time of the day, 24/7, when you come into those rooms, you will find drinks, food, and Jewish amenities. These services are open to anyone across the spectrum, and when people come in and they are hungry, thirsty, and anxious, once they've used the services, they leave feeling full and feeling uplifted. They also feel that they're connected to their heritage. We want to thank the Honorable Mayor Adams for being such a supporter of the Jewish community, and in particular to Chesed 24/7, who we are privileged to do what we do, and we continue to serve the Jewish community 24/7.
And now for our last honoree of the night, I would like to call up Douglas Murray. He is what we call a righteous among the nations. Douglas is a best-selling writer, journalist, fearless ally who always defends Israel and the Jewish people. He's articulate, unafraid to stand up for what is right. Thank you, Douglas.
Thank you so much for that. I won't detain you very long, but just I wanted to say that in the last couple of years, certain breaches have occurred in the dam of our society here in the United States and across the West. In the wake of the atrocities of October 7th, many people around the world and in this city decided to show their support not for the victims, but for the perpetrators. Decided not to side with the people who'd been attacked, but to side with the attackers. I'm very honored by this gesture tonight, but I just wanted to return the honor, in a way, to Mayor Adams. Because at moments like this, when abnormal things become normalized and atrocities get covered over and praised, to have a mayor like Mayor Adams in New York to continue to say, as he has tonight and has for so long, that we don't have to tolerate intolerance. We don't have to give a free ride to people who would kill us. to be able to make the stands that he has, I know makes a huge impact to all New Yorkers, Jewish and non-Jewish, because what Mayor Adams realizes, as many of us do, is that the problem with anti-Semitism is that once a society plays with it, it will play with every other dark prejudice next. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to Mayor Adams, and it's a great honor for me to be here. Thank you.
And with that, we'd like to close out the program. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, special thank you to my wife and parents who are here with us. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Have a good night.